Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Arsenal 5, Manchester City 1. Never has a title fitted the show better than Arsenal destroy Manchester City. Wow. I mean, look, where do you start with that? I think the first place you start is that Arsenal deserve all the credit. That last goal from Wanyeri, is that how you pronounce it? Absolute banger of a goal. And to respond, I just think across the whole game, it's a shame. I feel it's a bit of a shame on Arsenal, but I'll tell you why in a minute, because I think that performance it's almost like a journey for Arsenal over the last 3 years with Manchester City. They've come up short, and I think today was the day where Arsenal went past Man City. Now, whether Man City are going to have to rebuild and come past Arsenal, we don't know, but that battle of going against the juggernaut for 2 years, today was the day where they stepped past that juggernaut and sent a message to football that wherever Liverpool are, Arsenal are ahead of Manchester City. And also, let's not forget, who are Man City missing really? Rodri, okay. But look, does that excuse the weeks of terrible performances? Arsenal don't have a squad that Man City have got. Arsenal don't have Saka. Arsenal don't have a striker, and they've still put 5 past Manchester City and absolutely dominated them, took them apart in the second half. I mean, reduced Man City to just a very, very average side. Now, there's questions about Pep Guardiola. I was saying before the game, Pep Guardiola is a flat track bully. I've said it for so long. He's a silver spoon manager. He's a spoilt manager. At Barcelona, he had all the tools, better tools than everybody else, and he won things. At Bayern Munich, he had all the tools, better tools than everyone else, and he won things. And at Man City, he's had all the tools, better than everyone else, and he's won things. What's happening now is he's overstayed his welcome. He's gone past the point where I think he thought he could just keep dominating the Premier League, but teams have caught up, and when it's a level race, Pep ain't as good as everybody else. He's a mere mortal. Pep Guardiola is fantastic when he's got better things than everybody else. When it's a level playing field, it becomes problematic. And I think we've seen that in recent weeks, because the amazing thing is with Manchester City is that they've actually they've lost 8 games this season. I think I'm right in saying that. They've lost 8 games this season. 7 games they've lost this season, actually. Man United have lost 11. So it's incredible. It's incredible how bad they've been. Really, really bad. But look, Arsenal, they deserve all the credit. They keep the title race going. As I said yesterday, I think Liverpool win this title. I think for Arsenal, the catch-up is just going to be a little bit too much for them. And I think Liverpool are a better team than Arsenal. 6-point gap. Liverpool have got a game in hand. It could be 9 points. Yes, Liverpool have got to play Arsenal, but it's at Anfield. And my thing with Arsenal is you could make a case that Arsenal might be a better team than Liverpool. You could make a case. But even if you did, it's the consistency that Arsenal just haven't had this year. And I do feel sorry for Arsenal on 2 things. And they won't want any pity because they'll be over the moon. And I think this is a symbolic win. And I think Arsenal should be patting themselves on the back. And they deserve all the plaudits. And so does Arteta. Only, a few weeks ago, Arteta out, Prats were back again, weren't they? Screaming and shouting. And this is why the minority of Arsenal fans who are vocal about Arteta out just make themselves look Prats every bloody time they start. Because they haven't moved past the T-shirts. They haven't moved past that era. It's what we see in football now is instead of supporting your team, it's iwasright.com. And Arsenal have got some fans like that who just will not accept that they were wrong about Arteta. And even a few weeks ago, it was there again, screaming and shouting outside the Emirates, online. And Arteta has, in the last few weeks, put Arsenal back in there. They've had a really good run recently. They haven't lost in 5. They've had 3 wins, 2 draws. That is a fantastic result today. Absolutely fantastic. And they've been places that maybe people thought they might drop points. Where I feel sorry for them a little bit is on 2 points. One, if you had Ollie Watkins up front, and I don't mean Ollie Watkins. I know you bid on Ollie Watkins. I just mean if you had a striker like Ollie Watkins up front, I think you'd be closer to Liverpool. If that gap's 6 points, with an Ollie Watkins up front, it would be smaller. You'd be in a title race. I think Havertz today did exactly what Havertz is. He's not terrible, but he scored the 4th goal. He won't score the goal at 0-0 when you need it. He won't score that 2nd goal when you need it. And that's typical Havertz. You need a killer up front. You need a striker up front. And you got 24 hours to do it. I'd be banging on the door I don't know who it is who's stopping it, but I'd be going, look, there is a chance. There is a chance. But looking at our next few fixtures, where's that next silly draw going to come from where we go, we haven't got a striker? Because it will happen. It's been happening all season. Could be at Leicester next Saturday lunchtime. Could be at home to West Ham the weekend after. Could be Forest. They've got 3 games where they need to win all 3. If one of them is a draw where they don't get that goal because they haven't got a striker, then that's the problem. And everybody knows this problem at Arsenal. The second thing I feel sorry for them for is like they finally... It's been such a battle for them against Man City, and at times there's been bad refereeing decisions. They've just not been quite consistent enough. They've had this battle with Man City for 2 years, and Man City have won the title both times, and they've come second place. They've finally defeated Man City. They're finally better than Man City, and then Liverpool are there. And I feel sorry for them a little bit like that because they've been fighting this Man City team for 3 years. There's that whole apprentice, master, Pep and Arteta thing. They finally do it, and there's Liverpool. But look, that's life. That's football. There's always another challenge. But I think that Arsenal were fantastic today. I thought at times they might have scored too early, and it's sort of like, let's protect what we've got. But as soon as Man City got back in it, it was almost like the switch went, like, we can't piss about. We've got to win this game. And then they never looked back from that point. And I think that was probably the best thing that could happen, that Haaland scored that equaliser, because Arsenal just went up a level. And they thoroughly deserved to win it, and they literally have destroyed them. On Manchester City, where do they go from here? Look, you've just spent a load of money in the transfer window. I think 2 of those signings are longer term signings. Mamouche looks good, but it's not making a massive difference to your results. I felt that the win against Chelsea was a good win, but it only came about because Chelsea made mistakes up front and at the back. They've got a tough month ahead, Man City. They've got that Real Madrid doubleheader coming very, very quickly. They've got Newcastle and Liverpool at home in the league. They're going to be tough games for them as well. I mean, incredibly, we could end up in a scenario where Man City lose 10 games in a Premier League season. 7 already. Pep Guardiola is under massive, massive scrutiny. And it wasn't that long ago where people were saying, oh, he's the greatest manager in Premier League history. And look, Arsene Wenger rebuilt Arsenal. Sir Alex Ferguson rebuilt Manchester United. Jurgen Klopp rebuilt Liverpool. Even Jose Mourinho built Porto before he came to Chelsea. Pep Guardiola's never built anything. He walks into clubs that have got amazing resources, and he's very good in that situation. Can he rebuild Man City? It's getting to a point now where he's going to have to rebuild it. But then again, he's still rebuilding it with infinite wealth, isn't he? So Man City probably will bounce back, but it's going to have to be next season now, isn't it? They'd need a miracle to win the Champions League from this point. They've got to get top 4. With a squad like that, to not get top 4, I still think they'll get top 4. But that's their pressure point now, is can they, with the amazing talent they've got, get into the top 4, which just seems incredible. But fantastic from Arsenal today. Get your comments in below, smash a like on the video, and subscribe. Arsenal destroy Man City.